pre-show of the Code X podcast. My name is Tim the Terrible. This beautiful man over here on vacation is Sal the Slab Guy. And down below, the owner of Lao Che Industries is none other than Dan the Kelly Art. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We got a hell of a show lined up for you. We've got the rundown. We've got random panel of the week. We've got the F-lister, which I have no clue what it is. Dan, I hope it's something super terrible, so Sal can guess on this one this week. And also we have our review of what Sal picked this week. Sal, you want to tell everybody what that is?
Yep, this was Predator: The Last Hunt.
Predator: The Last Hunt,
which he told me was issues 1 through 5, even though there's only 4 issues.
No, I thought it was 5. Sorry.
When I went to read it, and I was like,
read the first one twice. There you go.
Or just look at the variant covers.
Yeah, there you go. Variant covers are a different story ending. You know that.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And don't forget, we got our variant insanity of the week.
Yes, we do. How many do you want to reveal? How many variants there are, or just wait until we show them?
Wait for the segment.
There we go.
Wait for the segment, baby.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get some business out of the way real quick. Dan, you got chat tonight, good sir?
I have chat every night I'm on.
Fantastic. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and find out where Sal is when Sal's not doing Codex stuff. What do you got for us, Sal?
Oh, well, you can always find me on the corner, begging for somebody to buy more variants. But also on YouTube, you can find me on Sal's Comic Corner and as the Slab Guy 77 on Instagram.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And Dan, when you are not on the road managing for the curator of the Library of Comics, keeping all the neckbeards and beautiful ladies away from him, where can people find you?
They can find me on the opposite corner of him calling the police and telling them that there's somebody exposing himself to random passers-by so I can get him to get away so that the money can all come my way.
You got any of them Venom comics there, sir? I got a nice shiny nickel I can give you. What do you say?
I'm not looking for money. I'm looking for variants. Please give me your variants.
Eternal, we are not early today. It's Wednesday. It's the podcast. We are actually on an hour later than normal, and this will be our new time slot for our new podcast. That's right.
Update the website, Sal.
Yeah,
yes,
Sal. I will update the website.
I will.
There you go. Well, have Gary do it.
Yeah, have Gary do it.
Yeah, there you go. Tell Gary to update the website. Oh, Sal froze. He's so stunned. Either way, ladies and gentlemen.
The title says Comics Unleashed. Oh, he's right. It does.
Oh, well, I will fix that. Let me go ahead and fix it. I didn't even mess with that. Oopsies. Oopsie doodles.
Yeah, if you have Gary do it, he'll just write the new time on a piece of paper and tape it to his wife's iPad. Be like, I updated
it. There, we'll fix it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit of technical difficulties. We were too busy talking about stuff. Let me go ahead and fix that right here. So,
yeah, we got as Jack Burton famously said, the check's in the mail.
All right, chat, let me know if the title of the show is updated or not. If it's not, then I guess it's a big guessing game. Just look at the ticker down below. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for Sal to get back in here, please head over to the Codex Station on your favorite social media platform at the Codex Station right there. Make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe, and or follow so you don't miss content like this all the time, every time. Once again, at the Codex Station. And also, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to need a super awesome shirt so you can be too cool for school. Head over to thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Once again, thecodexstation.com, ladies and gentlemen. And also, tonight, for those of you new in the chat or those of you that haven't entered yet, we're going to give you an opportunity to win this. We've still got a couple shows left this month to give you the opportunity to win this awesome book right here, and we'll do that halfway through tonight's podcast. All right. So
Well, looks like Sal spilled some of his drink on his computer.
are you kidding me?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Oh, power outage. Wow. Look at that. I know you guys are getting some rain up that way. Is that right?
He's at the beach.
Yeah. Oh,
He's not near here.
He's not anywhere up there. Well, there you go. Well, all right. So, Dan, how's your week been going so far? That's it. Nothing exciting.
No, exciting things don't happen to me.
Any comic books you're interested in checking out this weekend that you usually don't? Or what is coming out this week for you?
You know what? Let me check my.
Like I'm looking at mine right here. So World Tree comes out today. That I'm excited to read. The new Void Rivals comes out today also.
Yeah.
Excited for that. Vengeance of the Moon Knight. This is all off my pull list, ladies and gentlemen.
Department of Truth is back this week.
Yo, that's going right on there. Creature from the Black Lagoon #3 comes out this week. Comes out today. That's a great series. What is this? Ultimate Black Panther, Green Arrow, G.I. Joe, Daredevil, Action Comics, all that stuff. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you got this week in the chat so that way we can talk about that too.
X-Men 97, Something's Killing the Children, Redcoat, Rook,
Yeah.
New Detective Comics, which that storyline's just dragging on.
Is it still going?
It'll be over soon.
Oh my God, I cannot.
Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Oh,
Blood Hunt 4, which so far that is.
Is that a big nothing burger?
What?
Is that a big nothing burger?
Yeah, it's underwhelming me. Like I already cut back. Yeah, we're gonna cover that later on. Eternal.
What's that? New writer got an out? Yeah, we got news about that today from our very own J Dubs. So we will be definitely going over that exciting news. Sal, you good to go?
Hello, Richard.
Yeah, we're about to be hit with a bad storm. That's why we lost there for a quick second.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, if we lose Sal again during the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, you know why. Hey, Richard, how's it going? Bought a bunch of Ron Lim back issues prepping for next year's free comic book day. We're going to be sending you a ton of stuff, buddy, so get ready.
But yeah, Blood Hunt is, I already had decided, like, you know, not with this event, but with a couple of them. I think it was with after King and Black.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not buying all of these tie-ins that are just, you know, a way to, you know, to part me with my money that have no real significance in it. So I was like, I'm cutting back. The only one I'd signed up to get really off of this one is Union Jack, because I'm like, I like Union Jack, and, you know, I get a Union Jack story once every like 10 years.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah. And then even this, you know, this storyline where like all these characters get turned into vampires. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that they're going to keep Miles Morales and Black Panther and Blade, and like I'm sure they're all going to stay as vampires. I'm sure Blade's going to stay a bad guy.
It's just a waste of time.
At least the DC one, the Absolute Power, like at least that's something that's been like, I guess, does the first issue of that come out this week?
It's not on my polls this week.
I thought it does.
Then it might be. I don't know.
But at least that one, has been building up for some time. Like they've clearly, you know, had this plan in place on it for a while that they've been building to it for a couple years with other stories. But
July 2nd, that's when it's supposed to hit the shelves.
Okay. So that's
I saw somebody that one guy on that Facebook review page, like,
the dude that bitches about everything.
Yeah, that was just tearing it apart, because I was like, oh, is it out this week? I really at this point just want to like read whatever he reads and then post a positive review of it. Just because, like, I read Ultimates 1 and I'm like, it's not the greatest thing I've ever read, but it
wasn't bad.
This guy wrote, like, You know, he just
Okay,
tears
so
everything apart.
so let's preface this a little bit by giving some context. There's this dude. What Facebook group is it, Dan? Is it Comic Book Reviews or is it Comic Book Collecting? I can't remember. Either way, it's a Facebook group, ladies and gentlemen, that Dan and I and other members of Codex are in. And this dude, whoever the hell he is, just
It's Comic Book Review.
Comic Book Review. He just goes on there and shits all over probably 90% of what gets released in a week. And I'm like, man, this is my opinion. Like, how can you hate everything this much and still read it? Like, if I hated something as much as he did after one issue, I'd be like, I'm done with this. I'm not reading it anymore.
I don't know. You kept buying Amazing Spider-Man for a while.
I was hate reading that, and I admitted to that. So,
but yeah, he just like you have to go back weeks to find a positive review. From it. And then like when I commented on one of his posts about it, you know, he's just kind of started this back and forth, and I was like,
whoa! I give
good
reviews.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, but that was a while ago. Like, he was like, well, this is a review page. What do you expect? I was like, I expect that like you're not gonna just post negativity all the time. Like it just gets tiresome. Like you can't hate. Like if you hate everything, just stop reading.
Don't
like think about how comics now are this bad or that bad. Like okay, I get it. You don't like comics now, that's fine. You telling me that you have every comic from the 90s back or the 80s back or whatever time period is, you don't. Go out and start buying some of them. Unless you are, you know, Elon Musk and have an unlimited amount of money, you're not going to get them all. Just go back and just go start buying back issues like, you know, like they were your weekly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get done with this pre-show and we are going to head into the main show. Stick around for about 45 seconds and we will be...
Hopefully, I will still be here.
Hopefully, Sal will still be here after these beautiful groovy bass tones. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Codex Podcast. My name is Tim the Terrible. This beautiful man over here with power issues is Sal the Slab Guy. And down below with the absolute power is none other than the road manager, Dan the Kelly Art. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a hell of a show for you tonight. We got the rundown. We've got random panel of the week, the F-lister, and our review of Punisher, The Last Hunt, issues 1 through 4. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. That
the Punisher looks real different.
Predator. God almighty, I can't even talk tonight. You guys just take over. I'm gonna sit in the back seat. So there we go. Sal, it's all you.
All right.
But anyway,
Last Hunt, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. Yeah.
It
so
would be cool to see a Punisher Predator crossover.
That would be amazing. I'd love to see that. But before we get started, let me cleanse my palate with doing what I always do. Ladies and gentlemen, we got all the socials for you, and we would do nothing better than to give them to you at the Codex Station, your favorite social media platforms, and where we're live streaming right now. Please make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow so you don't miss content like this all the time, every time. And also, to look super awesome and amazing or as beautiful as Sal on a sunny day, head over to thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Once again, thecodexstation.com.
Designed by our Mr. IT guy, Uncle Gary.
Wes?
Hey, Wes. Wes is beautiful and majestic, and his bald head is almost as glorious as yours, Sal.
Thank you.
Punisher versus Craven would be an awesome story. That'd be amazing.
That would be a good one.
Like that cover. I do too, Bougie. Good to see you guys in chat tonight. Vacation again, Sal?
He's still on the same vacation he was on last week.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. All right, ladies and
This
gentlemen.
school, you're on vacation all the time.
There you go. All right, we are going to get started with this week's comic book news in the rundown.
The rundown.
All right, we got a lot for you tonight. So first off, Marvel Studios officially returns to Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con this year. Also, Kevin Feige gives a new update on the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. Can you guess what time period it's set in? Batman the Caped Crusader revives Golden Age superhero noir animation in a new trailer. Dark Horse and Marvel announce a multi-year partnership starting fall of 2024. And Donald Sutherland passes away at the age of 88. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this real quick. Oh, yeah, and the new Spider-Man writer. We'll get that out of the way, right? That'll be easy. So, ladies and gentlemen, rumors are abound right now. Nothing has officially been released yet, but on Bleeding Cool and other places now that are reporting this, I'm getting this information from Spider-Man News on X, otherwise known as Twitter. They put up a nice little screenshot here, and it says, plus a new era of the Amazing Spider-Man from Joe Kelly begins here. What do you guys think that means?
I mean, I guess he's going to take over writing the book. Everybody kept, theorizing Joshua Williamson, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's under contract with DC. So,
yeah,
while it would be, I think he would do a good job with it. Like, let's slow down with that.
Yeah.
Sal, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm glad to see the end of the Zeb Wells era.
I am too.
I'm cautiously optimistic about how they're going to fix things.
Anything is better at this point. So
you could say that, but then, this next writer could bring it to the toilet even worse.
Well, that's true. So,
I mean, the last, when he did write Amazing Spider-Man before, but he wrote it during Brand New Day, so that already doesn't. That already does not fill me with confidence about them finally correcting the egregious mistake that was One More Day.
Okay, so other things he's written, he's done Spider-Man and Deadpool, Savage Spider-Man, Deadpool, self-titled, I believe, X-Men, Action Comics, JLA. I don't know.
He was pretty good on JLA from what I can remember. I'd have to dig back through to see which issues he read, but I remember, I don't remember reading his JLA and being like, "Oh, this is terrible."
Right.
So,
I read the Savage Spider-Man series, and I don't think it was anything to write home about, but it wasn't something that I hated. It's been blogged into the memory banks and gone type situation. So
yeah,
I don't think I really loved it, but I don't think I really hated it either.
One More Day, Jesus, can't that get wiped from my memory?
Nope.
No, unfortunately, cannot.
Nope.
Now he is writing the Deadpool Wolverine World War III series right now, which
I'm not impressed with that either.
The second issue of it was just terrible. Like,
all right,
it was fine. The second issue was just,
well. At least Zeb Wells is getting off of the book. That's all I care about.
We have an issue number that he's gone.
I think it's 58 is the start of his last story arc. So that's another 6 issues after that. So 64 would probably be, somewhere around there is when he'll be done.
What if it's a really long storyline and they're like, I'm going to go to 75?
Oh, my God. I've waited this long. I can wait longer. But whoever takes it over, if it's confirmed or not, I'll read the first story arc at least and see how I feel about it. Eternal says they should just retcon that, bring the OG Gwen Stacy back and let the Gwen Stacy from Earth 65 go back home. I disagree with that. I think that Gwen Stacy should be one of those characters that should stay dead, like Uncle Ben. An alternate universe one is okay. I don't mind that because I don't know. She seems totally different than the 616 Gwen Stacy.
She does.
I don't
Yeah.
think that they should go back and retcon it. It's been too long. I think they should just go in and, and just give them all their memories back and everything that Mephisto took away during one more day. And be like, it's all back. And they're like, oh my God, what have we been doing with all these years? And get back together and then just go forward from there. I'm not saying go back and retcon it. It's just been too long at this point. But undo the damage, have him confront, confront him. So he's forced to put everything back, the way they were, and then they just,
Spider-Trump, Mephisto roughs him up a little bit, but we're back in business.
I'd like to see that. Eternal says, or hear me out here, put ASM to rest and let other comics shine. Also a big negative, Eternal.
That's the flagship title. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, that'll never go away. All right, let's move on to some other news here. So, Marvel Studios officially returns to Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con. Let me go over this with you real quick. So, this is from CBR.com, and this is written by Namdi Ezekwi, and it states Marvel Studios will officially return to Hall H at this year's San Diego Comic-Con, which runs from July 25th through the 28th. The studio's presence at the confab will be on the same weekend as its first R-rated feature, the hotly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine, as it hits theaters. Now, it also says here, per Deadline, which I guess broke the story first, the studio is headed back to SDCC with no word yet on what fans can expect from the Hall H panel. Now, last year was hampered by the actors and writers strike, with the studio only present with a trade floor booth, a comic panel, and autographs from writers and artists. Now, let's talk about that, guys. What do you think they're going to talk about this year? First off, I'm going to throw it out there. Fantastic Four. I'm pretty confident we're going to get some new footage.
All right.
Or footage at all.
Well, they haven't even started filming it yet, have they? So
I don't know.
I don't think that there'll be any footage, but
maybe
I
a trailer or some kind of teaser or something.
I think more than likely it'll be like a logo, and then they'll introduce the cast.
Okay.
But yeah, like Joe says here, they could, Feige, came out and said, it's set. I don't think he specifically said. I don't think he specifically said the 60s, but just said it was set in the past. Also said it's set in an alternate Earth from the rest of the MCU. Which, let's face it, if you're going to do the Fantastic Four right, you had to, because the Fantastic Four needed to be one of the first things to start the universe. So if you're doing it now, you can't have them come out after all this stuff in the MCU has happened. It just wouldn't be. It wouldn't be right. So
they are Marvel's first family for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, they have it set in the past. So then, when they eventually do Secret War and the aftermath, it'll just get, when they blow up the MCU, it'll just combine into one world. But, they might introduce the director for the new Avengers movie.
Yeah.
They might.
I know we'll get more information on Thunderbolts.
Yeah, Thunderbolts, which is filming now.
I would love to see a tease of an X-Men
movie. X-Men, some kind of information there, maybe.
Maybe it's some X-Men season 2.
What's the other one that's filming now?
So Thunderbolts is filming currently. Deadpool and Wolverine are in post-production right now. Chat, if you know what's filming for Marvel Studios, throw it out there. I know Fantastic Four is in pre-production. Spider-Man is in early pre-production. Same thing with the Avengers movies and all of that stuff. And I know they're doing more things for X-Men as far as the MCU goes. Fantastic Four came with the spark and death in the last Doctor Strange film. I also disagree with that, Eternal. I think Krasinski was great for a cameo. But
the alternate universe one. So
yeah,
I disagree. I like Pedro Pascal, but I don't like him as Reed Richards. I'd rather have Krasinski if given the choice between the two.
Yeah.
Though I don't even though I don't know. I think even though I like Krasinski in the role, you could pick other people, but I don't
Yeah.
really see Pascal in the role of, mega super genius.
Well, there you go.
Like at least Krasinski had to be a mega super genius in the office when he planned all those pranks against Dwight.
That is very true.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they'll probably introduce the cast of that. Maybe by then they'll have the 18th director selected for Blade.
Yeah.
But what Agatha and Wonder Man and
Vision,
Ironheart all just finished filming, so they might have teasers for them.
Yeah, lots of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, any other final thoughts on Marvel Studios?
There's another
San Diego.
As I say, there's another movie that's filming. I think that's for Marvel that's filming right now.
I honestly
don't remember what it is.
Know. Well, while you figure that out, Dan, we will move on. Go ahead, Sal.
Just don't mess up Dr. Doom.
There you go. Yeah.
Please.
They seem to be going the right direction with Galactus, and I'm excited about that.
Right.
I think that that's going to turn out really well. So that covers the other piece of our news. Kevin Feige giving that update on the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. And this article here is from MSN.com, written by Mike Beddard. And it goes on to state, let's see here. Let's find the hinting of the news. Continue reading. Of course, I'm going to continue reading. Feige heavily hinted Fantastic Four.
Captain America. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Captain America 4.
Captain America. That's filming now, too. So maybe they'll have something for that.
But Feige heavily hinted at Fantastic Four may not be set in the main MCU timeline. We already figured that out. There was another piece of art. This is quoted from him. There was another piece of art we released with Johnny Storm flying in the air, making a 4 symbol. And there was a cityscape in the corner of that image, Feige explained. There were a lot of smart people who noticed that that cityscape didn't look exactly like the New York that we know or the New York that existed in the 60s in our world. Those are smart observations. This seems to suggest, which we already know, that Fantastic Four will be set in another universe, opening up a multiverse of possibilities. Whoever wrote this article didn't do a lick of fucking research on the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's
because they're in the multiverse saga right now. Come on. Alternate universe, the 60s that the 30s thought the 60s were going to be. I'm cool with that. Like we were just talking about, I like the fact that they're doing something like that, utilizing the multiverse saga in this way. And Dan, exactly like you said, having them be hopefully the first family for Marvel in that universe. I'm excited. I want to see Fantastic Four. I want to see a good one.
I want to see a good Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and I think that we may get that opportunity. It all depends upon what they do with Galactus and what they do with Doctor Doom, and if the ultimate nullifier is in there. Giancarlo Esposito cast as unknown villain in Cap 4. Yep, we did some rumor speculation on that a couple weeks ago. I think the closest we came was GW Bridge. Is that right?
Yeah, but I don't think it's that because I think it's a villain.
Okay, then and I think we said Faust was another potential casting choice. I keep hearing Miles Morales in live action. I've heard whispers of that. There goes Sal. I've heard whispers of that, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. We've still got that third animated Across the Spider-Verse movie to come out, and I don't know if Sony will relinquish that kind of hold on Miles. What do you think, Dan?
I mean, it's not necessarily that the MCU would be doing a live action Miles. It might be Sony. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not like you guys. I don't have any faith in this Fantastic Four movie being good. I mean, maybe I'll be proven wrong once I see a trailer or something, but like I just look at the cast and I'm like, you nailed Galactus and all the rest of it is just well, like the guy for the Thing is, he's a decent choice. I like him on The Bear and some other stuff I've seen him in. But if you were telling me like Ben Grimm, like that's not the guy that I would picture.
Michael, is it Michael Chiklis? Is that right?
Yeah, Michael Chiklis played him in the other movies.
He was perfect.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty spot on.
The cast of the other Fantastic Four movie was, even though the movies weren't good, like the cast was really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Ione
Chris
Grufford
Evans
was,
is, yeah.
Yeah, he was good as Human Torch. Ione Grufford was really, I thought, could have made a really good Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Julian McMahon, I thought, could have, done a decent Doctor Doom. They just,
Jessica Alba was only eye candy.
I mean, she's eye candy, but I don't, I don't mind. But like, it was a good cast that got.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of the, not all of the Snyder casting, but it's like Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck for the Snyderverse. Great casting, but why don't you give them something good to actually star in?
Yeah, there you go. Sal, is that thunder?
Yeah.
My Lord. Brock Lesnar as Ben Grimm. That'd be amazing. I'd love to see that. That'd be fantastic. No, don't mute that thunder, Sal. Let it roll.
No.
Thunder roll. And the lightning strike. Well, yeah, there we go. So Kevin Feige says what we already know, and MSN.com doesn't know how to write an article having to do with Marvel Multiverse. So there you go. Let's move on to the Batman Cape Crusader trailer. Dan, this is one you put up in the chat. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, I didn't put it up.
Who put it up then? I thought you did.
I don't think so. I mean, I watched it. It was really good. Yeah.
Somebody put it up. Well, Dan, tell us about it. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought it looked really good.
It was Sunny.
Yeah. I like the I mean, me and Sunny, we could be twins.
I guess, yeah.
Both white guys with a beard. I thought the trailer looked fantastic. It reminded me a lot of the animated series with how that has that kind of almost like that noir Art Deco kind of look to it. The Batmobile looked pretty much as I remember, like the one out of out of Batman the animated series. The villains, look like they're skewing more Golden Age. Like Catwoman looked like she had the purple green costume on, and
Two-Face looked great.
Two-Face looked a lot different. Like they all looked a lot different, but they looked really cool. I forget the name of the actor doing Batman now, but his voice just
Harley Quinn even looked cool.
Yeah. Alfred's back, so F you, Tom King and DC for killing him.
Yep.
As we know, Batman is best when he has Alfred with him, so it's great to see that. The look of the animation looks fantastic.
Looks great. Yeah,
it's very like Batman animated series animation.
Yeah,
type of thing,
but not as bulky as the characters were in that.
Yeah.
True. It looks like it's going to be good. Ladies and gentlemen, the trailer is out on YouTube now. I miss Alfred. We all do,
Me too, Joe.
We all do. The trailer is out on YouTube now. Go take a peek at it while you're listening to us talk about other things on the podcast. And let us know what you think about that trailer. All right. Real quick, we'll talk about Donald Sutherland passing away at the age of 88. From my understanding, he passed away from natural causes. Yeah. I could be wrong at that. Long illness.
I don't think they said anything other than the generic long illness.
Yeah, but the man was fantastic. He was in MASH. He was in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Hunger Games trilogy, quadrilogy, whatever it is. And so much more.
Animal House, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because this radio station, these disc jockeys I used to listen to decades ago, Don and Mike, when they had Kiefer Sutherland on to interview him once, I think it was like right at the start of 24. It might have been even earlier than that. They were interviewing for a movie, and they started like, "Hey, Kiefer, like, saw your dad's butt in the Animal House."
Oh my God. The dude's acting chops, loved him in Hunger Games. He was great.
He was good there too.
My favorite movie with him is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but he was in a comic book movie. If you guys remember what that is, go ahead and say it. If you don't, chat, take a guess as to what comic book movie you think Donald Sutherland was in. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is easily one of the best remakes. 110%, man. That movie is amazing. Yeah, he's good too. He just needs to expand. Well, yeah,
We're running out of time.
all that work on 24. Yeah, the 7
The first
seasons.
season of 24 was fantastic, and then after that, like the premise just got really old really quick because I'm like, doesn't this guy ever have to like take a nap or eat a sandwich or go to the bathroom? Like,
Nope.
how is it that this guy in the span of 24 hours has killed like 86 people?
Because it's all in one day, and he's got to get it done for the sake of the country.
He took lessons from Arnold.
So, do you remember what movie I said Donald Sutherland was in
No,
as
I
far
do
as
not.
comic book movies go?
I do remember, but I will let the audience, if anyone knows.
Okay, chat. Do you guys know this is your do you know question? Do you know what comic book movie was Donald Sutherland in? And Buffy the Vampire Slayer doesn't count because it wasn't a comic book until after the fact.
Yeah, he was great in that.
Dan, you already know. Yeah. Sal, take a guess.
Comic book movie, no.
He played Black Widow in the first Avengers movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was it was a
Critics were
cartoon
amazing.
Astro Boy.
Astro Boy? Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
All right. Yes, that is correct. Astro Boy, ladies and gentlemen, the animated movie. Donald Sutherland was in that. So there you go. All right. Let's get on to our last piece of news real quick, and that is Dark Horse and Marvel announce a multi-year partnership starting in the fall of 2024. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that. So this is from AIPTcomics.com. I guess that's right. If that's a word, I've never heard it before. Dark Horse and Marvel Comics announced multi-year partnership starting fall of 2024. And they are set to publish art books, launch bullpen books, and more. This is from David Brook. And he goes on to write, Dark Horse and Marvel have announced a multi-year publishing collaboration that will feature art books that focus on new video games, artist monographs highlighting legacy Marvel talent, typography, and graphic design, and retrospectives celebrating the history of Marvel collectibles. That is interesting. He goes on to say this news comes as a bit of a surprise since IDW and Marvel expanded the Artist Edition line just last year. And this collection includes the launch of Bullpen Books, a new line of deluxe art books that honor the works of legendary Marvel Comics creators and characters. The books that make up the new publishing collaboration between Dark Horse and Marvel Comics will begin to debut in 2024 with additional titles to be announced soon. All right.
Well, Turner, I was going to say real quick, you could find an autograph at a convention, or if you find a necromancer, you could also go that route.
Yeah, there you go.
Might cost a little bit more though.
Donald Sutherland would have made a good Doctor Strange when he was younger.
Oh, dude, he would have been perfect. Dark Horse needed the lifeboat. I think IDW will be gone by the end of the year. That is a very big possibility. I don't know. They've still got Ninja Turtles, so that's working for them right now. But they did lose Transformers and G.I. Joe, which are flying high at Image right now. But Dark Horse and Marvel, what do you guys think?
I mean,
I like it.
To me, it's it's just kind of one of those things I read and go, yeah, okay. It's nothing that I'm going to buy because they're going to be putting out is, those art books and stuff where it's going to be like $50-$60 or more a pop for
the coffee table books.
Yeah, for coffee table books or collected editions. Like, it's not stuff that I have the money to buy anyways.
Mm-hmm.
If you do have the money to buy it, great. Go ahead and get it. Like they've already been collaborating on Star Wars stuff anyways?
Yes. Yeah, I believe so.
So
yeah, more young adult oriented for Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's already that connection there. So, if you're into those kind of books, that's great. I just, I don't have the money to, so it's nothing that's ever really even on my radar. But I would rather see a collaboration between Marvel and other companies where they're like collaborating to put out original content.
I agree with that. I am I'm kind of in the same boat you are, Dan. This is stuff that I won't run out and get, but we all know that Gary's going to get stuff like this. This is right up his alley, in his wheelhouse. The retrospectives, the bullpen type books, those all sound really cool. Something that I'll check out. If I can pick one up, I will. If I can't, no loss.
Yeah, I mean, they sound cool, but I also know, looking at the price points and all that stuff, like it's just going to be priced out of my range. Like those omnibuses that Marvel and DC are putting out for the crossovers and the amalgam stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to get that. I don't have $150 to drop on one book. Like, if I'm going to spend $150 on something, I'm going to go buy like a Silver Age back issue.
Right. Yeah.
Like $150, that's, that's like a month or more of pulls for me at the shop.
Well, if you buy that omnibus,
that's like 1 week of your variants that you pull, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't even try that shit.
That's 1 week of your Venom variants from
exactly.
From HTC.
Yeah. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there is the rundown for you. Before we get into random panel of the week and the rest of the podcast, let's go ahead and show you how you can win this right here.
Is that a variant cover?
It is a variant cover. This is an exclusive variant, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So this right here is Scarlet #1. This is the exclusive variant from my local comic shop, Nirvana Comics. You can head right over there to their website, nirvanacomicsknoxville.com, to pick up your own copy if you are not one of the lucky winners. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that right now. So all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed right here to the Codex Station. Real simple, real easy. Hit the subscribe button right now. Go ahead and do that. After you have done that, type in #giveaway right here in the chat while we're live. And if you're catching this after the live broadcast, type #giveaway in the comments section so you can be entered in to win this beautiful copy of Scarlet #1. Dan's going to throw that up on screen if and when you guys put that out there, and we will be running this through the rest of this month. And the first live show that we do in July, we will be announcing the winner. All right. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, it is time for the random panel of the week. You guys ready?
Do it.
I'm just going to throw this up there.
Do it.
Sal, if you would read that for us, please.
Moments later, Robin, thanks. Whew, my knees are still wobbly.
Golden Age Batman is a diamond mine of stuff like this.
Golden Age DC in general, but especially Batman and Superman especially. There's some wild stuff.
Although the one we put up the other week where Superman just threw that dude out the window.
Oh yeah.
Gone.
They'll never be able to tell it's murder.
Wow, what a great idea, Superman. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Random panel of the week right there. All right, now
is Robin making his knees wobbly, or is Robin pulling him out from somewhere else? Like it looks like Robin's pulling him away from someone else. Like, I don't know, maybe
come on, Batman. We got crime to fight. We ain't got time for this.
You ain't got time for no hose.
Oh my God.
Wow. Batman's in there throwing it down with Catwoman. Robin's like, come on. The Penguin's robbing the umbrella store. You gotta go.
Robin, we still got a couple minutes, buddy. Relax. He ain't gonna waddle that far. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to some more debauchery with this week's F-lister.
All right. All right, I'll go ahead and throw these up since I put them in. The guys have not seen this character yet.
Yeah, please do.
It was a character last time I picked the F-lister. This was one I was thinking about, but I went with someone else. And it was and I should have thought of this last week when Tim was like, "Oh yes, you and Sal are going to be on," I should have thought of it then. Like, "Oh yeah, I should pick out an F-lister because Sonny's not going to be on." I didn't think about it until about half an hour before the show, so I rushed to pull some stuff. So that's why I chose this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Crazy Blue Rocket.
What in the hell is that?
Wow.
What does he have in his hand?
Oh, that's a jar with a tongue in it.
Wow.
Blue Rocket Go. Oh my God. Let me guess. This is from the Tick.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Rocket off. Oh my Lord. What the hell does that say? Johnny's trust fund pays for all this. What?
It says, "Hey, Crazy Blue Rocket, if you had all this, why didn't you help bail us out after the louse trashed our headquarters? Yeah, why didn't we just move our headquarters here? It's not technically mine. Johnny's trust fund pays for this all. Johnny just received it in the jar."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's the 19 issues of the Tick.
Oh my God. All right, Sal, give us a rundown.
Man, the city is under attack by robots. So we need to assemble and go defend it because that's what we do. We are heroes.
Sal, he's all yours, buddy.
Okay. Strapping a rocket to your back, we here at the Codex Station do not condone whatsoever. Carrying a tongue around a jar. If that's your thing, we go for it. That's all you. But what else? I mean, he's got the single controller on his belt, so anybody can like click it, So he can show up to a scene and the bag head can just like say, "Oh, here you go, click," and he's off.
Oh my God. Crazy Blue Rocket is A++.
Oh, jeez, no.
So, secret identity or anything like that, Sal? You got any idea?
No, I have no idea. I've never seen this character before.
Oh, take a wild stab in the dark.
That's why you got to make it up.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
come up with something amazing.
Rocket. His name is Joe Hurt. Joe Hurt, as a kid, was a failed rocket scientist. Failed out of, was fired from NASA.
He was not a prodigy, ladies and gentlemen.
He was not a prodigy, and he couldn't get a job being a janitor at NASA. And he's going on to fight crime with a rocket that he stole from the facility itself.
Stole from Johnny.
Yep.
Took his tongue with him, too. Oh, my God. All right, Dan, give us the rundown on who the hell this guy is.
All right, so as you guys guessed, he is from the Tick. He is Crazy Blue Rocket. He originally went by Blue Rocket, which is what he thinks of himself as, though everyone else calls him Crazy Blue Rocket. He uses a modified XT-8 liquid-fueled, gravity-controlled supersonic rocket strapped to his back that allows him to reach speeds up to Mach 3, but he has absolutely
Mach 3.
But he has, as you can see here, absolutely no control over it. Now, he was named at one point, a up and coming superhero, and he was getting ready to fix his rocket where he would have control over it. But his sidekick, Johnny Wingless, was unfortunately killed when he attempted to boost a rocket, and the rocket exploded and blew him apart. And the only thing left of his body was his tongue, which Blue Rocket then took and put in a jar and carries around. And at that point, that's when he went crazy, as you could tell from the drool. And he started carrying the tongue around in a jar, as thinking that it's still his sidekick, Johnny Wingless.
Oh my God!
It said on this site is Crazy Blue Rocket was originally Blue Rocket, a normal superhero. However, the death of his sidekick, Johnny Wingless, drove him insane. Now he thinks he is still in his glory days, and his sidekick's tongue is in a jar in his still half alive sidekick. He becomes enraged when the illusion is challenged. Sometimes he does insane things, such as using honey to stick tongue depressors to himself to impersonate a tree. Even the Tick thinks he's insane.
Oh, God. The Tick thinks he's insane. Then Yeah, he's definitely.
Holy shit. All right.
And
So
and he is a member of this unnamed. He's a member of this superhero team that the Tick and Arthur are part of. It's him, and it's also got Rubber Ducky and the Caped Cod, who was the last F-lister I picked.
Yeah.
oh
And,
my god.
yeah, they have no team name, but everybody else on the team is frightened of him
Oh my
because
lord.
they all know that he is batshit crazy.
All right, so I'm going to throw this out there right now. Definite F lister. He's never going to get out of the F list. He's going to stay there forever. Sal, what do you think?
No, definitely. He's there forever. If there's a list lower than the F list, then he should be on that.
Oh my god. Dan, what about you, man? What do you think?
Well, because he is absolutely insane, he does scare the shit out of not just the heroes that are on the team with him, but also all the villains that they fight too, because he's batshit crazy. And you just like when the Tick thinks that you're insane, then you got it. Then you are definitely crazy. So I don't see him at this point ever making it off the F list.
No.
But
No.
damn, he's entertaining to read.
Oh my god. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Crazy Blue Rocket, this week's F lister. All right. Let's go ahead and move right along to this week's podcast. Cursed you. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's move right along to this week's review. Sal, let us know all about this, what it is, and I will give the credits, and then you can go into the synopsis.
Oh,
Thank
this is
you
about the
for-
Punisher book?
Yes, the Punisher.
This is the Punisher, the book without the Punisher in it, ladies and gentlemen.
There you
This
go.
is Predator, The Last Hunt. This is 1 through 4, apparently.
Yep.
I thought it was 1 through 5, but maybe I had a variant in there that I didn't know about. Anyhow, this follows a story from it's like a continuation of a story where a certain space captain was hunted by predators and she starts fighting back. And now she's in this situation where she's actually rescuing some people from another ship, and while she's still trying to hunt the predators, and it actually culminates at the end with an epic fight between her and the main predator that's been hunting her.
Yeah.
Because during the course of these,
well, don't dive into it too
Okay.
far. Let me get
All
the
right.
credits real quick,
All right.
and then you can.
all right, give us the
have at
credits
it.
then.
All right, so Predator: The Last Hunt, issues 1 through 4 are written by Ed Brisson, with artwork on issues 1, 2, and 4 by Francesco Manna. Artwork on issue number 3. Where are you? Is somewhere. I don't know. I can't find it. Let's see here. Colors by Eric Arsenigia, and letters through 1 through 4 are by VC's Clayton Cowles. Oh, pencils on issue 3 are Eder Messias. Issue number 4, colors by Java Tartaglia. And inks
that's right.
on issue number 3 by Jonas Trinidad.
Man, his parents named him after coffee.
Yeah. All right, Sal, give us a rundown on what this series is about.
So basically, the build up to this particular mini series was, she had actually fought off a predator, and if the predator had, you know how they hunt in packs or they do hunting missions, and they had stuff like that. Well, a hunting mission wiped out her family and her basically her people that were on her base or her
Great on a curve. You better believe it.
Her like colony. That's what I'll say. So she's hunted that one. She actually managed to kill it, but then she started acquiring weapons and stuff like that. And she got really I want to say a downbeat death wish, because she was during that particular series, she was completely drunk fighting these predators and still managing to pull it off, because she was just managing to pull off a win every time.
Well, so like in this series, she's been hunting them for 25 years, right?
Yeah. So when we come to this series now, she is decked out in predator armor. Her friend is decked out in predator armor.
Yeah.
And they've like taken the offensive and gone after any predator hunting packs that are out there, and this main predator that was hunted and wiped out her colony.
And it said in the book that she alone had killed 32 different predators.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this particular series, she kind of comes off that death wish because then she realizes, hey, I can save some other people, but eventually this is, she's missing an arm. She's got a robotic arm as well. So I think she's coming to the realization that she's not going to win this fight. She's not going to win this battle if she keeps going. So she needs to stop this and like save as many people as she can. So in the process, though, she loses a few more people that they've picked up in another ship, and ends up doing an epic battle fight because now this predator wants the fight on the even level. You know how the predator has that fight with honor stuff where you don't have a laser or a firing weapon, he'll take off his. Well, they gave her the armor that she's obtained, but removed all the weapons.
Yeah,
so they have almost like a knife battle, and I liked it. I think the artwork was actually pretty well done. It didn't jump too much for me, which I don't like on some artworks. So it kind of flowed really nicely. I thought the writing was good. The story was very entertaining, and I was one of those where I was hooked, and I had to read it all the way through the end.
Okay, what's your rating on it then?
Out of 10? Are we doing out of 10?
Oh yeah.
I'll give this one a solid 9.8 out of 10.
Ooh.
I'll give this one a solid 9.8.
Why a 9.8?
I would wish we could, thank you, Luna. I know your food dish is empty.
She disagrees with your rating, sir.
No, she's ringing the bells. To this right. It was right. Because it did allude to that 25-year gap. And I kind of wish the other story picked up right at the end of that one, and we saw more of that. That's great that she's fighting these predators and acquiring more upgraded armor and stuff like that. But that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see more of that. So, but other than that, I really didn't have any faults with the story or the art.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give my take on this, and then Dan, we will leave the floor to you at the end. All right. So, and it needs to be known that cover artwork for all 4 issues was done by Corey Smith and Rochelle Rosenberg.
Thank you. And that cover art has been pretty awesome.
Cover art was gorgeous. It was beautiful. I love the cover artwork. So right off the bat, by a sight, this is better than the last live action Predator movie that had come out called Predators. Yeah. The story was good. I had a good time reading it. I was hooked from issue 1 until they got to around issue 3, like halfway through issue 3. I didn't lose interest, but I started to become a little disappointed because 4 issues is too short. 5 would have been better. 6 would have been perfect. In the 4 issues that they had, I think the first 2.5, they told everything they wanted to in that time frame. But once they got to about that halfway point in issue 3, when the Predator was just slaughtering everybody,
you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Green Hell. If you ever read Green Hell and the slaughter scene of Green Hell, that's what it reminded me of.
It was just a slaughterhouse through 3/4 of issue 3, and characters that they had given names to and a little bit of personality to wiped out, completely just decimated, heads chopped off, arms chopped off, bodies cut in half. The book is violent. There's no way around that, and it's excessively so, as a Predator story should be. But the one lady that was running around with the shotgun and the red jacket, I can't remember her name. I think it was Luna or something like that.
Sounds right.
I got a little invested in her and gone. I was like, okay. Oh,
like
and
Game of Thrones. It's like a Game of Thrones episode. Don't get invested.
Yeah. And it needs to be mentioned too, which I thought was really cool that they put in Dutch's brother, John, in this series too. They didn't give a whole lot of personality to him. He looked just like Arnold from the 80s. But I thought that was really cool that he was in there. Now, excuse me, one thing I disliked about this was the artist change, especially for issue 1 and the colorist for the first issue. Why did they do that? Like issue 1, it was Francesco Manna, and issue 2, it was Francesco Manna. And then issue 3, they went with a totally different artist. And then issue 4, they go back to Francesco. What was the reason for that? There was no reason for them to do that.
Probably.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah, it's a good thing that the artwork transition from issue 2 to issue 3 was so seamless that I had to go back and look, and I was like, "Wait a minute, there's a change here."
Right.
So it fooled me for a little while. But there's no reason for that, and that just kind of brings my rating down because they do stuff like that, and I've
Yeah.
incredibly disliked that. The story is solid, as I said. It tells what it needs to in the 4 issues, but you can tell that there are a lot of missing pieces.
Yeah.
Again, issues 1 and 2, the pace moves along really well, but once you get to issue 3, it starts to speed up, and they
Does.
start cutting a lot of things and doing a lot of jumps to get to the final battle at the end of the issue, which was great, by the way.
Yep.
Final thoughts. Artwork is great from both artists, though, but the change, like I said, was unnecessary. Use one or the other, and you would have had a great visually consistent story. Beyond that, writing, I'm going to give a straight 7 out of 10.
Ooh.
It was incredibly solid. It was an entertaining read. I want to read more Predator from Marvel. This was the first one I've read, so I'm excited to read more and see what's going on that section of the 20th Century Fox comic book universe. Artwork, I'll also give a 7. If they would have just stuck with one artist, I would have given it a higher rating, or maybe a little bit higher. But 7 out of 10 for that. So an overall 7 out of 10 for me. Incredibly
Now I feel like
solid.
I overrated it, huh?
No, incredibly solid writing, incredibly solid artwork, and it's definitely wetting of the whistle to get you into other Predator stuff. All right, Dan, what do you think? Are you going to review bomb this?
You see my brother? He's kicking ass in his Hawaiian shirt. No. No, I thought it was. I thought it was okay. I didn't really like jump out at me as anything spectacular. It was kind of like, since it's based on a movie, I'll relate it to that. It's like a movie that you go and you see and you walk out going, oh yeah, okay, that was fine, and then you just kind of move on with everything. Like,
go on with the rest.
I don't think it should have been a standalone a standalone miniseries, because it didn't tell a complete story. It picked up after a miniseries previous, so you're already, it's dropping you in with these characters. I was like, all right, before any, they just kind of get into it. Excuse me, like, I'm not really invested enough in these characters on whether they live or die, because without having read the previous miniseries, you're just kind of like dropped in the middle of it and said, oh, this is what happened before. But it's just that. And then when it ends, it doesn't have a definitive ending. It's like, we're doing this, and then it's like, check out this next thing. Like,
it says the end for now.
Yeah, I don't think it should have been a standalone miniseries. It should have just been a story arc and an ongoing book, which is what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
So I got to kind of ding it a little bit for that, because it's not really a self-contained story. I thought the artwork was average. I didn't really think it was anything special. I thought it was just okay. It's nothing that I would have picked it up and looked at the artwork and like, man, I really got to get this. The story I thought was decent. It had some good action in it. Like you said, it was cool seeing Dutch's brother.
Yeah.
It was cool, seeing these, these human characters in the Predator armor running around. But like I just said, I didn't read the one before it, so I didn't know how much was in there. Sal said it was this like 25-year jump. So so apparently we never even see how she got the Predator armor. Well, we don't see how she got a cybernetic arm.
Soon as all of the group of humans that went to go find this stasis farm or whatever it was, as soon as the door dropped on the ship and you saw all these guys, first words out of my mouth were like, yeah, all of them are gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of know that about all these kind of movies like that. You're like, all right, there's going to be one or two, and then in this case 3 that, spoilers, that
oops,
survive at the end, and everyone else is
cannon fodder,
baby,
cannon fodder, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
so to me, it just felt like an incomplete story because it, like I didn't get to see the beginning and I didn't get to see the end. I just kind of felt like I was just reading the middle chapter in something.
All right. So as far as a rating goes, what would you give it?
I oscillate between like a 6 and a 7. Like it's not. I'll give it a 7. I'll say it's not. I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was terrible. I just think it's one of those things that you'll sit down and read it and go, okay, yeah, that was okay. And then you'll just move on. And it's not like it's nothing that I regretted reading, but it's also nothing that got me excited enough to go out and find out, what the rest of it is.
Right.
I thought the story was better than the art. I think if the art would have been, like I said, I didn't really care for the art that much. I thought it was average at best. If the art would have been better, then it would have gotten a much higher rating for me. It would have gotten me much more invested in it. If it was the art, say like on the Predator Wolverine series, if it was like art like that, I think it would have elevated a lot more.
Okay.
I guess because I read all the previous miniseries to it. That's probably why I'm giving it such a high rating.
Well, see, because you're by the time you're starting this one, you're already invested in the characters because you've read this other stuff. Like I said, I'm just reading it and I feel like I'm just dropped into the middle of it. And then the action is okay, but you also at times will go like 4 or 5 pages with no dialogue. So it's a quick read. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, all right, it's a Predator story. So you kind of, like you said, all these people are going to die. These ones are going to survive. They're going to move on.
It was very predictable.
Yeah, which is exactly like, when as great as the first Predator movie is, you're like, when it starts getting going, you're like, all right, well, Arnold's going to survive. The rest of them probably won't.
Yeah.
Predator 2, you're like, Danny Glover is not Arnold, but somehow he's going to find a way to survive. And
I love that movie, by the way. Dropping in to say hey. Hey, Pam, good to see you.
So, yeah, if you like the Predator, pick it up. But I would say don't start with this. I would say start at the beginning of whatever this, if it was just one miniseries before this. Was it just one before this? Or
yeah, I think it was just one before this, but it was I would have to look it up. I think it was only one miniseries before this.
Well,
one or however many are before this. If you're going to read it, start with that, then move on to this. And if they've published the follow-up after it, I don't know if they have or not yet.
Not
then
yet.
Do that. I think if you read it as a complete thing, you'll enjoy it more. But if you're reading just this one, to me, like it's going to feel like you're just getting dropped into the middle of a story.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Sal gives this a very high 9.8 out of 10, and Dan and I both give this a 7 out of 10. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this week on the Codex Podcast. Go ahead, Sal.
Are we forgetting a segment? Are we forgetting a segment?
Shit, I'm glad you reminded me. Ladies and
What's
gentlemen.
wrong with you?
Oh,
idiot.
I put it in the notes that you would see it.
Ooh, here we go.
Who would you cast to play Arnold's brother if they made this a movie? Who would you cast to play Danny DeVito? I'm your brother Julius.
So anyways, it started blasting. Oh my God. I don't know. Who the hell would I cast as Arnold's brother?
Now, you can't think of someone that's the same age as Arnold now because this guy's been, in cryo sleep for, 100 years or however long it's been. So you have to think of someone that was the age Arnold was in the first Predator. You have to think of someone around that age now.
If I could pick somebody from the 80s, I think I'd go with a younger Ric Flair.
Woo!
Right? But now
I think I'd go with Bougie says John Cena. That's not a bad
John
choice.
Cena. No, that's a good scene. That's a good choice. Yeah.
I think I would go with Alan Richardson.
Oh, there you go. Tim
I like John
Allen.
Cena. I'll go with John Cena.
Tim Allen.
We'll have Tim Allen go in there with a
So-
tool belt.
Let me add one more thing to that Predator
Yeah.
series. There was actually a Predator series from was it IDW
Mhm.
or is it Marvel? No, it's Marvel. There was a Predator Volume 1 and a Volume 2, both about 5 issues.
Yep.
And then there was this Predator Last Hunt, which was 4 issues.
Okay, so there's 2 series before this one.
Right.
Okay, so we're coming in on the 3rd act then.
3rd act.
Yeah. So I'd say go back and read those and then read this, because if you're invested in the characters, you're going to care about the story more.
Yeah.
But like you said, and apparently the cool stuff where you see her kill 30 predators and
Yeah,
get
you
a
don't get to
robot
see any of
arm
that.
and get their own armor. Like apparently you don't even. Sal says you don't even get to see that.
No, that wasn't in the
Wow.
last series. No.
All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Sal 9.8, Dan and I 7 out of 10. Now let's go to the segment that is not forgotten, but is always reminded about. That would be Variant Insanity. Hang on just a second. I love that. That is fantastic. All right, Sal.
Like Studio 54.
Yeah.
Right, baby.
What is this week's Variant Insanity and how many covers does it have?
All right. Let me look that back up because I have forgotten.
You're not even ready.
I'm not even
Your
ready.
segment.
Hang on. I'll tell you 1 second.
I know what it is. I've
All
got
right.
it.
So why don't you take it?
Ah, you son of a bitch.
All right.
There we
So
go. I got it now.
You got it? All right, go for it, Sal.
All right. So this week's most variants is Something is Killing the Children, number 38, coming in with 13 variants, going from 38A to 38M.
There you go. That is the A cover right there, ladies and gentlemen. So if you've got the dough, they've got the show. Something is Killing the Children, number 38.
Something is killing the wallet.
Yeah, no kidding. What was it? So Boom's got the title this week. Last week it was IDW for 2 weeks in a row. Is that
They
right?
had like 19 or 26 or something like that.
26. Yeah, crazy. Absolutely crazy. There's no
I mean,
reason.
Something's Killing the Children is a great series, but a random issue. No book needs that many variants unless
No.
it's like a
No.
specific,
No.
like when Justice League, we're gonna have 50 variants because we're gonna have one for every state flag.
Yeah.
Like that's a kind of a cool thing, but you don't need that many variants unless it's something like really, really epic or something really important happening in the book. Like I think this might be the start of a new storyline, but is the start of a new storyline worth that many variants?
See, I was going to ask that. Is this like a minor key or anything like that? I'm going to look that up real quick.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a key or not. That's the one thing I don't know. I would have to
Let's
look that
take a look here. Issue 38.
up. And to answer your question, Dan,
It is not.
Venom needs that many variants.
So this is it's not anything spectacular. It's not a key. It's not the start of a new storyline or anything.
I couldn't remember.
Like
I couldn't remember if it started in
Yeah.
the storyline or not.
this is the synopsis they give for it. They say during the third vicious escapade into Erica's secret past, she finds herself squaring off with a monster worse than nightmares. However, as she struggles to live with another day after yet another battle, it becomes clear that an even more deadly monster lies at the heart of it all, and it will take all the new skills she's acquired to track it down. So maybe it is the start of a new storyline.
Do you want to hear the other one? Other titles?
It's a money grab issue. Absolutely, 110%. Yeah, what were the other ones that came close to this?
So the other ones were Hell Witch, Bitchcraft number 1 with 12 variants.
Never heard of that.
Weston, Volume 1, number 1 with 9 variants.
Okay.
Zatanna, Bring Down the House, number 1 with 9 variants, which I
Mhm.
think I ordered from HCC. So
All
see.
9.
Yes.
It just makes me think of Ferris Bueller's Day Off 9 times.
9 times. Thanos Annual 2024 number 1 with 8 variants.
Wow.
How are you going to give an annual to a book that doesn't even have a regular series?
I don't know. It did.
Dumb.
Gotcha Man number 1 with 7 variants. X-Men Blood Hunt Magic number 1 with 7 variants.
Wow.
Absolute Power Ground Zero, number 1 with 6 variants, which I think I ordered as well.
All 6?
Yes.
Of course.
Cradle of Filth, Carpathia, number 1 with 5 variants. Ninja versus Roku, number 1 with 4 variants. Phantom Halls, number 1 with 4 variants. Sonic the Hedgehog, Spring Broken, number 1 with 4 variants. I think Dan's going to pick up those.
There you go.
Let's see. Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons 2, Son of the Giants, number 1 with 3 variants.
Wow. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, yeah, if you've got the money for all 13 variants of Something is Killing the Children, number 38, that's good for you. I'm not even going to be picking this up. So,
I mean, it also depends, too, how many. And there's probably more variants than those.
So,
because when you start getting into store variants and stuff, you don't think that they're counted on your list, right?
So,
there's all these different store variants, too.
There's
I don't think they count them.
There's the foil. There's a 1 in 25, a 1 in 50. You don't get into. You get the unlockable Del Edra Virgin variant at 38G. There's an exclusive at 38HI. There's a secret thank you variant at J. There's an exclusive at K, L, and M. So quite a few of these are exclusives.
I
Sal got the Uncle Scrooge book.
Read Uncle Scrooge.
Actually, I did, but I actually haven't read this. So there's one that I haven't read while being out.
Well, read it before this weekend.
I will.
All right.
Do it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and put this podcast to rest. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We are very happy to have you guys here and interacting with us. This is honestly one of the best parts that we look forward to, is talking to you guys. And we hope that our community gets to grow more and more. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, definitely tell your mom that the Codex Station is a cool place to be. Ladies and gentlemen, read it before show is over. Read it right now, Sal.
Yeah, do it now. Do it right now.
I feel sorry for the LCS
Read
with
me,
all these
read me
variants.
now.
Absolutely. All right, so
They didn't have to order them.
well, yeah. All right, but Sal, we got something. We want to give it to everybody. What would that be?
Well, in true Uncle
Gonorrhea.
Gary fashion, we've got all the socials. We're dripping with them, and we want to give them to you.
The drippy drip, ladies and gentlemen, at the Codex Station, your favorite social media platforms, and where we're live streaming right now. Please, if you made it this far, give us a like, share, subscribe, and or follow wherever you're watching us right now. At the Codex Station, your favorite social media platforms. We would
I'm not doing
appreciate
that.
it. Read it to us in the Arnold voice, 110%. Yeah. And also, ladies and gentlemen,
Get
head
out
over.
of my money bank.
Head over to thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Once again, thecodexstation.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Huey, Louie, get to the chopper.
Oh, my God.
Get to the vote.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim the Terrible. This beautiful man over here is Sal the Slab Guy. Down below is the Arnold impersonator of Arnold impersonators, the Hercules from New York, Dan the Kelly Art. This is the Codex Podcast. Oopsie doopsies. We will see you next time after I hear two beautiful words.
JP Holes.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. All right. We love you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see.